Second play of the second half from the 21-yard line. Walter needs 2 to break the record. High formation, wing to the right is McKinnon. Golf wide to the left. They send McKinnon in motion through to the left side. Quick pitch to Walter, looking for the record. Cuts back. He's got it. He's on it with a 25 to the 26-yard line. Walter Payton becomes the National Football League all-time leading rusher, surpassing Jim Brown on his second carry here in the second half. And that's the equivalent to Hank Aaron breaking Babe Ruth's all-time home run record. And listen to the standing ovation. And look at the media coming out.
Yeah, it looks like somebody just clinched the pennant and the fans coming out of the stands, but it's all media.
Hi, I'm Rick Ferkel. Welcome to the Southern California Orthopedic Institute. We are very excited to have you with us today. We hope this video will give you a snapshot of the many great opportunities you have here as a fellow. We feel we have one of the very best orthopedic sports medicine fellowships in the United States. And when our fellows are done, they have many wonderful opportunities in both the academic and private practice setting. When you're done, if you have any questions, please feel free to call or email us. Thanks again for coming, and have a great day at SCOI.
The SCOI Sports Medicine Fellowship consists of 5 rotations. Each rotation is 5 weeks long, experienced twice throughout the year, once in the beginning and once in the second half of the year. This arrangement allows each fellow to experience a rotation, learn various surgical techniques and clinical pearls, and then subsequently experience the rotation again later in the year, allowing the fellows to review and hone their skills. We feel this is an ideal way to learn. Each rotation has a particular focus or joint emphasis. Typically, there will be 2 attendings on a rotation. 2 rotations predominantly focus on knee and shoulder for a solid sports medicine experience. 1 rotation is with Dr. Gettleman and Dr. Karzell, focusing on arthroscopic knee and shoulder. Another rotation is with Dr. Friedman and Dr. Burns, with a focus on knee, complex knee, and shoulder. A 3rd rotation is with Dr. Snyder and places both 5-week blocks back-to-back for a dedicated 10-week arthroscopic shoulder experience in a mentorship fashion in the operating room and clinic. The other 2 rotations focus on joints that are often not as well covered in other fellowships for a truly diverse experience. 1 rotation is focused on ankle arthroscopy and cartilage restoration with Dr. Ferkel. There will also be some elbow surgery in this rotation with our hand surgeon, Dr. Auerbach. The other rotation focuses on shoulder arthroplasty and hip arthroscopy with Dr. Guanche and Dr. Bach. These last 2 rotations are often not as well covered in other fellowships and provide each fellow with unique, marketable skills as he or she goes into practice. 2 more doctors have been selected to increase our specialty arthroscopy volume. Dr. Brian Dierkman, who specializes in hip arthroscopy and also performs periacetabular osteotomies, surgical hip dislocations, and anterior hip replacements for a comprehensive hip experience. Dr. Eric Ferkel, who specializes in foot and ankle surgery and sports medicine.
Hi, I'm Mark Gettleman. I'm the co-director of the Sports Medicine Fellowship here. One other thing that I think is real important that we want to just emphasize is the surgical volume that each fellow here does receive. It's a really very broad, vast experience during our rotations here, and on average, each fellow will expect to do a minimum of 50 ankle scopes, 50 hip scopes, 200 knee scopes, and 200 shoulder scopes as well. On top of that, you'll throw in a very significant open shoulder experience over at the hospital. We don't do a lot of that here in the outpatient setting.
Hip arthroscopy, as most of you know, is really an emerging technique, but more and more that's probably the most frequently asked, or at least one of the more frequently asked questions that we get from the fellows is how many hip arthroscopies can they participate in, and who is doing them, how many do we do. So in this day and age where you really have to be a complete physician, I think it's important to get a good experience with the hip arthroscopy. So in terms of hip arthroscopy, what we do here at the center is we do approximately 275 hip arthroscopies a year. And of that group, probably about 75% of those are labral repairs. A fair amount of those, probably well over 70% of those also have femoral neck resection. So it's a pretty significant experience in terms of hip arthroscopy. Along with the hip arthroscopy, we also do several cases of endoscopic trochanteric bursectomies as well as abductor repairs. And then finally, one of the new emerging techniques is endoscopic hamstring repairs as well as ischial bursectomies. So those are really a process in evolution, but it really covers the hip from front to back essentially.
Hi, I'm Eleanor, and this is SCOI, which is the Southern California Orthopedic Research and Education Center, the nonprofit arm of SCOI. We are the support for the fellowship, and we provide all of the administrative duties for the fellowship. Okay, this is the fellowship office. The faces that you see are our faculty faces on the wall. And in SCOI, we also have a media department, which provides audiovisual support for all of the fellows, for PowerPoint presentations, shooting x-rays, publications, things like that. We also have Jennifer, who does research and marketing.
Hi, my name's Steve Snyder. I'm kind of the senior shoulder arthroscopy guy here at SCOI, and the shoulder team was started when we first started doing shoulder arthroscopy in about 1983. And since then, we've had the privilege of training at least 100, probably more like 110 shoulder fellows, not counting all of the people who've come from around the world, names that anybody who knows shoulder arthroscopy would recognize from Italy, France, Germany, Switzerland, and to me that's very exciting. The team has matured now. When we first started, we were just doing some open surgery with some diagnostic arthroscopy, but it's matured to a point now where we're a full service shoulder team. We have experts who do world-class open shoulder surgery, Latarjet operations for fractures of the glenoid, shoulder replacements, reverse shoulder replacements, tendon transfers, and the like. Of course, my favorite thing is shoulder arthroscopy, and I'd say that we're, if not the leaders in the world, we're very close to it when it comes to shoulder arthroscopy innovation. We've developed all kinds of tools, we've developed models, we've developed simulators, and we've also developed an attitude about shoulder arthroscopy that I think we like to spread to other people that are interested around the world. To us, shoulder arthroscopy is an absolutely wonderful gift from technology that allows us to do essentially everything in the shoulder other than arthroplasty. So when you come to SCOI, you'll spend a lot of time in the classroom, and at least half of your time in surgery will be spent on learning and perfecting techniques of the highest level in shoulder arthroscopy. We hope to see you soon.
So as you're looking at sports medicine fellowships, and there's a lot of good ones out there, the things that I've really enjoyed about SCOI are working with the attendings, learning the finer details of arthroscopy in all areas of the body, including the shoulder, knee, hip, and foot and ankle. Having the classroom available to go over those finer techniques, having the time to do so, which is something in residency you probably don't have to do. Here at SCOI as a fellow, you have the opportunity. It's encouraged. In fact, it's mandatory that you learn the skills necessary to become a good arthroscopic surgeon.
All right, this is Dr. Ferkel with Dr. Jackson, one of our fellows this year from the Mayo Clinic. We're at the championship game of the Northern Division, Oaks Christian against Westlake. This is being broadcast throughout the United States on Fox Sports West. It's a very exciting time. Part of our fellowship is covering high school and college athletes. And of course, this is the best you can do, be at a championship game together and sharing the excitement as well as hopefully staying injury-free. However, if we have any injuries tonight, we're certainly ready and hopefully can handle those quickly and get them back on the field.
So I've had an excellent experience so far. We have the opportunity to cover several high school teams while we're here, and you get the opportunity to get to know the players and really learn the importance of getting involved in the community and how that can affect your practice. So it's an excellent opportunity. I've really enjoyed it. and couldn't say enough about it.
He had us in the Moses Spring last Friday.
Yeah, I think I saw you in the
Sports
injury clinic. Yeah.
Just be careful when you take this off. Don't touch it. Save it.
Handoff goes to Carlos Mendoza, and he goes in the end zone.
Okay, well, good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody. I want to congratulate everybody for being here. As you know, it's pretty competitive just to get chosen for an interview. We appreciate you taking time to come out. Obviously, my gray hair tells you I'm one of the older guys here. Unfortunately, I've done ACLs on the children of patients' parents I've done ACLs on. We also, I think, have gone back to, on revisions, just doing a 2-incision ACL, and I'm always surprised by the fact that a lot of the fellows haven't done a 2-incision. Everything is endoscopic, so it's an easy thing to do. It's a good bailout, and it's something we hope will take away from the fellowship. In any event, I'm looking forward to meeting you. This is the first year that we're going to have, I've lobbied this for a while, we have a minimum height requirement, and everybody has to be, if they play golf, single digit. So no pressure, and we'll look forward to talking to you. Thanks a lot.
Hi everybody, I'm Dr. Joe Burns, current attending here at SCOI, and former fellow class of 2005. If you'll indulge me for just a few more minutes, I'll give you a little bit of the down and dirty as to what's ahead of you. You guys have come a long way, congratulations. You're one step away from making what may be one of the major big final decisions in your career. Where are you going to do your fellowship? You're all sitting there thinking about what's the best place for you. And the fact is that there's no fellowship that's perfect for everybody. Each are different, each has their own pros and cons. If you're trying to decide right now where you're going to go, I'd recommend that you think about a few criteria that were helpful for me a few years ago when I was right in those same seats. 1, location. They're all different spots, all different areas of the country where you can go and live and work for a year. It's a fairly unique opportunity to go someplace for 1 year and live there and be involved in that community. Los Angeles is a unique place. It's got something for everybody. It's not for everyone, but it's a pretty nice place to live for a year if you get the opportunity. Next is responsibilities. What are your responsibilities really going to be in fellowship? How much scut work are you going to do? What H&Ps you're going to do? How much running around after teams and athletes are you going to do? Maybe some people really love that. We don't scut you out a lot here. It's more of an apprenticeship. It's more of a mentorship here where you're involved in the practice. What's your clinical experience going to be like? How many surgeries you're going to do? What are the surgeries going to be? Are they going to help you in life, or are they going to be so much of a niche that you're never really going to use them in everyday life? Here, you get a huge number of surgeries and a huge array of surgeries that are going to help you in life. What types of marketable skills are you going to get from fellowship? That's important. Are you going to be just another guy that did a sports fellowship somewhere, or are you going to have the ability and the skill set that's going to set you apart, that's going to lead you to be somebody that the other orthopedists in your area are going to send their patients to when it's above and beyond what they can handle? You'll learn those types of skills here. Finally, what are the friends going to be like that you may meet as part of your fellowship? Are you going to be the only person, or are you going to be part of a group? As part of the group here, that was the single best experience of my career here. My co-fellows from my year are still my best friends. We see them at conferences. I see them on vacation. I call them all the time to talk about life and to talk about cases and to talk about anything that may come up. At the end of the year, what you want to do is you want to figure out, did you go to the fellowship that gave you the best opportunity to be the best surgeon you can be, to be the best person you can be, to be the best mentor and student and co-worker that you can be, and did you have a good time doing it? And in the end, that's what fellowship's about. Hopefully this is the right place for several of you.
Yeah!